everyone, it's the 25th of December and it's the last day of the Azure Advent Calendar. I'm Makram Jenayah and today I'm going to discuss automation on Azure. So before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm a cloud architect and the design authority of a French company. I'm an Azure certified architect, an automation expert, and a tech blogger. I started working on Azure early 2010 when I was a Microsoft student partner. I got the opportunity to work on the oldest Azure interface, and I saw the tremendous growth of the Azure interface and services during the past decade. I'm really amazed by the progress done by Microsoft on the Azure side. You can find my recent blog posts on makram.cloud, and you can follow me on Twitter at Makram Jenayah. Don't hesitate also to add me on LinkedIn so we can discuss. So let's start with the overview. In the beginning, I will discuss some common scenarios for automation. Then I will move to the ARM templates. After that, we'll talk about the software as a service Azure automation. We'll move later on to Terraform and we will finally discuss Ansible. For the common scenarios for automations, the first point is build, deploy resources. We'll be able to deploy VMs across a hybrid environment using runbooks and Azure Resource Manager's template. We'll be able to configure VMs, access and configure Windows and Linux machines with the desired configuration for the interface and application. We'll be able to monitor by identifying changes on machines that are causing issues and remediate or escalate to management system. We'll be able also to protect by quarantining VMs if a security alert is raised, and we'll be able to set in guest requirements. We'll be able also to govern by setting up role-based access control for teams and recover unused resources. We'll be able also to gain money by reducing consumption and by stopping and starting VMs at the good time. Let's move now to the ARM templates. If you need a way of deploying infrastructure as code to Azure, then Azure Resource Manager templates are the obvious way of doing it simply and repeatedly. They define the object you want, their types, names, and properties in a JSON file, which can be understood by the ARM API. So, what is ARM and what are ARM templates? Azure is managed using an API. Originally, it was managed using the Azure Service Management API, or ASM, which controlled deployment of what is termed Classic. This was replaced by the Azure Resource Manager, or ARM API. The resources that the ARM API manages are objects in Azure, such as network cards, virtual machines, hosted database. The main benefits of the ARM API are that you can deploy several resources together in a single unit, and that the deployment are idempotent. In that, the user declares the type of resources, what name to use, and which properties it should have. The ARM API will then either create a new object that matches the details, or change an existing object which has the same name and type to have the same properties. Now let's move to a quick demo about ARM template. I will show you how to get started with ARM templates and how to deploy them. So let's go to the Azure Quick Start Template website, where we will be able to find many templates provided by the community and partners. So on this website, you will find templates to deploy, for example, an Ubuntu VM with Docker Engine. You'll be able also to deploy a simple Windows VM with tags. You'll be able also to create an Azure VM with a new AD Active Directory forest. Partners provided also some templates, and here it's a template with CI/CD and containerized app deploy on Docker Enterprise and Jenkins. For this demo, I will deploy an Ubuntu VM with Docker Engine. So let's go to the website. We are able to browse the code on GitHub or to directly deploy the template to Azure. And as described here, this template allows you to deploy an Ubuntu VM with Docker. Using the Docker extension, you can later SSH into the VM and run the Docker container, and that's what we are going to do. So there's also parameters to know before starting this or deploying this template. And the first one is the admin username that we should pass as parameters, the DNS name for the public IP, the VM size, the Ubuntu US version, operating system version, the location of resource, the authentication type, and the admin password or the SSH key. So first of all, let's browse the code on GitHub. On GitHub, we will find the Azure deploy.json, which will contain the template. And this is the different component of the VM and parameters, variables, and resources. Here we have the network security group, the virtual networks, the network interface, the virtual machine, and so on. Let's get back to the main page and we can visualize it. So we have the virtual machine component, the network interface, the public IP address, the virtual network, and of course the network security group. So let's deploy it to Azure. By clicking on deploy to Azure, I'm directly redirected to the main page of deploying this template. I'll select the resource group, Azure Advent Calendar-RG. I will add an admin username, which is my name, Makram DNS. I'm able to select the Ubuntu operating system version. For authentication type, I will select password and I will add my password. At the end, I need to agree to the term and conditions stated above, and I will purchase the template. And as you can see here, deployment is in progress. So as you can see, my deployment is underway. The public IP address has been created, the network security group, the VNet. And my Docker VM started the provisioning process. Here I have my inputs, and at this level I will be able to visualize my template and the different parameters, variable, and resources. I'm able to download the resource so I can reuse it later or add it to the library. Ubuntu VM with Docker. Once you select save, the template will be saved. So here in service templates, I will be able to find my templates. The service is currently in preview, but it will be released in GA. The deployment is completed right now. Let's go ahead and check the different components. My resource group is the Azure Advent Calendar. My Docker VM has been provisioned, my public IP, and the different component referenced into the ARM template. Let's go ahead and click on my Docker VM. I have my public IP and my DNS name. I will click on connect. I copied the SSH command. I will go to my PowerShell and SSH to the VM. So it's the first time I'm connecting to the VM. I need to say yes, and then I need to add my password. I'm authenticated right now, and I have access to my Docker VM. So to verify if Docker has been added or not, I need to add the Docker command. So Docker has been added, as you can see, and I'm able to see different commands. The big advantage also is the ability to destroy what I have deployed by clicking only on delete. Are you sure you want to delete this deployment? Yes. And the different component will be deleted. So don't hesitate to go to the GitHub of Azure Quick Start templates. You'll be able to find a lot of templates that could be reused, Azure Bastion, etc. Let's now move to the Azure Automation. It is a cloud-based automation solution hosted in the Azure cloud, and it's a configuration service that provides consistent management across the Azure environment. It consists of process automation, update management, and configuration features. For process automation, the tool provides you with the ability to automate frequent, time-consuming, and error-prone cloud management tasks. This automations helps you focus on work that adds business value by reducing errors and boosting efficiency. It also helps to lower your operational costs. On the configuration management part, Azure automations give you the ability to use desired state configuration, which is a cloud-based solution for PowerShell DSC. On the update management side, Azure Automation will help you update Windows and Linux system across hybrid environments. Let's move now to Terraform. Terraform is an open source tool for provisioning and managing cloud infrastructure provided by HashiCorp. Many of you knows Terraform for managing different cloud infrastructure at other providers like AWS or Google Cloud. Terraform helps us codify infrastructure in configuration file that describe the topology of cloud resources. And for Azure, there is an Azure provider that can be used to configure infrastructure in Microsoft Azure using the ARM Azure Resource Manager APIs. The Terraform CLI provides a simple mechanism to deploy and version the configuration file to Azure. Another open source tool is used to automate infrastructure on Azure, which is Ansible. It can configure systems, deploy software, and orchestrate more advanced IT tasks, such as continuous deployment or zero downtime rolling updates. For Azure, Ansible includes a suite of modules to interact with different components using the Azure Resource Manager API. And it gives you the ability to easily create and orchestrate infrastructure. Now we come to the end of this presentation. Thank you for watching. Special thanks to Gregor and Richard for giving me the opportunity to present automation on Azure during the Azure Advent Calendar. Merry Christmas and see you soon on makram.cloud.